Well, when I came home after doing that, and Coach Schleich, I was all proud of my world title and a couple world records at the time as a junior, and he looked straight in my eyes and he goes, "So, doesn't mean a thing to me." I was mad. I'm like, "What do you mean? I just won a junior world title. I just set a couple records. I beat Maury Henry." And he goes, "Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to anybody out there on the street." He goes, "You don't know how strong you could be.
Right.
You are just, you're a grain of sand on the beach, and it's just about your potential." He goes, "How hard are you willing to work to get the most out of your potential?" And when we got to talking about that, that's become one of our Garage Inc. mottos. On the back of our T-shirts, is Garage Inc. is where hard work beats potential when potential won't work hard.
Right.
You meet a lot of people, probably from in the ring and out of the ring, had a ton of potential, but they chose not to use it. And that's, to me, that's the worst wasted gift that God can give you.
Yeah, I think in probably any sport, if you've been around long enough, you've seen it. I've definitely seen it in boxing gyms, where guys will come in, and it's for different reasons. Some guys are just real naturally athletic, and maybe they got to get in the ring just to see if they got the guts to do it.
Yeah.
And then that's it. You never see them again, or
you got to be pretty special to enjoy getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, and it takes a different person. It takes a different mentality to do what we do. Get underneath the bar.
I'll tell you what. I wrote on one of my blog posts recently about kind of relating that one of the reasons why I'm really enjoying, powerlifting, or at least the training so far, is I get that same adrenaline rush if I'm going to go for a max, or if I'm going to go for heavy single, because you're not sure if you're going to get it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean, let's say you're bench pressing and you get it up to here and it comes down. It doesn't hurt you. And similarly in boxing, true, you're getting hit and all that, but you're not really scared of the pain. You're scared of losing.
Right.
You're scared of it's pride.
Am I gonna fail?
Right. Exactly. And people watching and things like that. Because when you're in the gym and you're going for a heavy, especially if you're in a commercial gym and you put some heavy on, everyone's kind of peeking over. And you don't get it, everyone goes, you can't get it,
It's like NASCAR. Half of the crowd goes there to watch the wrecks. Half the people in the gym are just waiting for you to see if you fail.
Now that brings up another point. Let's talk about Garage Inc., the team. And, I've gotten to know Garage Inc. Power Team over this past, since March, and trained with all you guys. And I'll tell you what, it's been great. I don't think,
cool.
I got... Tuesday, I hit an all-time PR squat of 460.
That's awesome, man. I think when we first got together, it was right on the border of a 400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
sweet.
And it was easy. I don't want to say it was easier than the 400, but my technique was better.
Better. Yeah.
So and I had, the whole crew was over there at the gym.
Nice.
I had 2 guys on the side. Everything. So you can't do that. You're not going to go to a commercial gym and get people side spotting for you.
And you know how we got started, folks, Garage Inc. It literally got started because, everybody faces that commercial gym atmosphere. Let's face it, powerlifters, we're not welcomed in commercial gyms. We're not. Everybody treats us like Planet Fitness. The lunk alarm. Oh, here comes the lunks. So we got tired of the commercial atmospheres, and you know what? We started it literally in my 2-car detached garage, a 20 by 20. No heat, no AC, no mirrors, and no excuses.
No excuses, right?
Exactly, man. And when I say no heat, we literally in the wintertime would take lighters and run them underneath the bar so our hands wouldn't freeze the bar. In the summertime, garage doors were open, fans were blowing, and it didn't help. Guys were still puking out in the yard because it was so hot. How we got started, just me and like 3 other guys, got started. The original members, Dan Rashford, Tony Farella, Jerry Hess. And we got started in my garage. I was willing to do all the necessary to get the equipment around. And oh my gosh, half the stuff broke in the first year. We had junk. But we got together and we made a pact. And it was that it didn't matter what we had as far as equipment. And let me tell you, we had some junk. But we promised each other, with proper training and our training philosophies, and stuck together, no matter what, we would produce the most elite results we could get out of each other. And that's what it stuck. And how we got Garage Inc. as a name, well, we were in a garage. We didn't care what we did in training. It didn't matter to us what numbers we did in training. It was about validating what we did. Getting on the platform, getting in front of judges, getting out of your backyard, getting in front of strangers, and lifting, and putting those numbers in ink.
Right.
I remember a guy said, you know what? Ink that number.
Yeah.
And that stuck. Ink that number.
Right.
Cool. PR. Ink that number. Garage Inc. And man, we started that back in, I think, 04, 03, 04. And that little garage, it suited us well. Matter of fact, I don't know how many people had come and gone from that garage, and we grew from a garage. We went to a barn, to then my first commercial setting. Yeah, I grew into a commercial gym, believe it or not, and then another location, and just kept growing and growing to now transitioning into our current setting here.
Yeah, guys, and just as you know, as you saw at the beginning of the video, there's some photos of the new gym. This is about the most well-equipped powerlifting gym you're gonna see. Okay, so that's pretty good, from going from humble beginnings to going to having power racks and, you know, top quality powerlifting benches, safety squat bars and chains and bands and all the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we got. I'm not one to blow my own horn, but we've had, you know, IPF world champions come to the garage back in the day. I mean, we had Matt Gary and Susie Hartwig Gary come to the garage. We had, you know, Mike Coons come to the garage. We've had so many other, Ronnie Bite come to the garage, Jim Pope, Lance Carabell, my gosh, Malik Durstein, some of the other names that just escape me right now. Greg Jones. We had quite a few people come, you know, just to check it out and what we were doing and what we were all about. And
because
you know,
it was about results. It
yeah.
was about the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that's conducive to the atmosphere. It creates a champion. I mean,
Yeah.
it was the same thing. A little gym we used to go to down in Florida was actually at a JCC, but it was basically a shack.
Yeah.
And I remember being in there, and there were times where we had multiple world champions in the gym at the same time. There was a same thing, no AC.
Yeah.
And this was down in Florida. It was a tin roof, so it could be 100 degrees.
Nuts.
So I remember having Roberto Duran in there, Felix Trinidad.
Wow.
We had, who else? Hector Camacho was in there. Heavyweight former world champ Tony Tucker was in there. Who else did we have? We had Julian Jackson in there. I mean, it's another thing.
Oh, the list.
That's who I can think of right now. But I know there's people who later on I'm going to be thinking, holy crap, that guy was in the Hall of Fame, and I can't believe I forgot him.
Yeah.
Because there's the similar environment. It's just a little crummiest little place.
Yeah.
And no one in the right mind would ever go join that. Would look at that gym and be like, oh, I'm not spending $30 a month to go there. This gym's disgusting.
Yeah,
But that's where the champs are at.
Yeah, we had a good
good.
time. I mean, we would have events, quote unquote events, where people from the neighborhood would bring their lawn chairs into my driveway and just sit and watch. Yeah, which was cool. You know, we'd practice in a little parking lot beside us. You know, doing even some strongman stuff back in the day. Yeah, it was all about just being literally a brotherhood, and nobody was above anybody else. We spotted and loaded for each other. It didn't matter if you had 13 state records and 11 state titles and a junior national, or you were just starting out. You got as much attention as that guy, and if not more, because that was what it was about. It was planning to see, build the philosophy up.